Are you ready for some personal development, motivation, self-help, success? Srikumar Rao. You've come to the perfect place. Hang on.
Welcome to the Expect Success Podcast, a presentation of GeorgeBollock.com with your host, George Bollock. This podcast is for all things personal development. Don't expect success, prepare for it. Please welcome your host, George Bollock.
Welcome to Expect Success at GeorgeBollock.com. Now, in addition to listening to our podcast, you can also view the video format on YouTube at GeorgeTube.com. Dr. Srikumar Rao is a speaker, former business school professor, and head of the Rao Institute based out of New York. He created the powerful course Creativity and Personal Mastery, which has been taught at a number of leading business schools, including Columbia and the London Business School. Now, how can you set goals for yourself without being attached to them? How can you return to your natural state of peaceful being and still be successful in life? Well, Dr. Rao shares his idea about this on today's show. Listen to Dr. Srikumar Rao.
Invest in the process, not the outcome. We're all goal-oriented creatures. From a very young age, we're told by our parents, teachers, coaches that we should set a goal to ourselves, and then we should undertake activities that will get us to our goals. And most of us live our life this way. I set a goal to myself and I succeeded. Life's a blast. Or I set a goal for myself, I failed. Life sucks. We live on a sinusoidal curve oscillating between elation and despair, and we spend more time at the despair end of the spectrum. It's a lousy way to live life. There is an alternative, and the alternative is that after we set a goal, we forget about it. Goals are very important, but they're very important only because they set direction. After the direction has been set, forget about the goals. Instead, pour all of your emotional energy into what are the actions that you have to undertake in order to achieve that goal. As you do this, two things start happening. Number one, you actually enjoy the journey. The goal is a destination. It's a mirage. You get there and then you're off someplace else. The journey is the only thing you have in life. When you focus on the destination, you miss the journey. But when you invest in the process, not the outcome, you enjoy the journey. And a corollary, the probability that you will reach the goal you want actually increases.
That's awesome. Now, for more from Dr. Rao, simply search YouTube and be sure to go to his website, theRaoInstitute.com. His bestseller book, Are You Ready to Succeed?, can be found at his website and or Amazon.com. And I'll be sure to leave a link in the show notes. And remember, as the late great Jim Rohn used to say, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today you've been hanging out with Dr. Srikumar Rao. Keep up the momentum. Subscribe to our newsletter so you never miss another episode. We'll catch you on the next show. And thanks a million for listening. See ya.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Expect Success Podcast with your host, George Bollock. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please rate, subscribe, and review. And find more great content online at GeorgeBollock.com and on Facebook and Twitter at George Bollock. We'll catch you next time. And remember, don't just expect success, prepare for it.